Hey guys, CDT right here. Here we have another toy review. Here we have in front of us the DX Wizard driver from Kamen Rider Wizard, the main transformation device that helps Haruto transform into Kamen Rider Wizard. Kind of self-explanatory, so let's go over the device itself. As you can see here, it is a belt with a big hand in the middle. Yeah, it's kind of fun having a hand on your crotch. Anyway, it's a kind of nice motif, and I hear a motorcycle in the background. As you can see, we have a nice metal kind of thing right here. It's a nice design here. With next to it, we have some silver painted plastic here. We have some nice chrome here. We have some nice chrome plating around here. We have some nice gold plating, and we have the hand in semi-clear plastic or semi-clear black plastic, which is very nice. It's very cool. Really do love this overall design, even though it's kind of particularly weird. If we look at the top here, we see this speaker, and you can see here the only real fault to this driver, which is the gray regular plastic, which is just the molded plastic without being painted. You can still see the molding that this was forced to be, or was made, so that it can make into the shape. The only real fault to it. You can even show up on the black or the dark gray paint here. It's the only real fault to it, but it's something that you can kind of like, pass on. It's not really that bad. And you can see down here is where the power switch is. I really like the design, but that is the only real fault to it, is that molded plastic look that you have on the top. It goes well as a color, but not as well for a toy. As you can see here, we're just going to turn around to the side. Each side has a nice little plastic lip here, so that protects from accidental release of the actual belt strap. So you actually have to press it here on the back to actually release it. So if you by accident, you're not going to press it, it's not going to remove. Yay! So when we remove it, we see in the back where it houses the battery compartment, which is three AAA batteries that this needs to power up. And you can see in the back we have the nice dragon logo that Wizard has. And we can see here's a normal belt strap for these belts. And you can see here we have a kind of special jewel to be for the buckle. Overall, it's very cool. Now the gimmick for this is to actually switch the hands to rotate onto each side, which will signify which ring you're supposed to use. This side right here is supposed to be for your magic spells, and when you switch it, you go for your form changes. Now that's basically how you have to do it to switch it, is by hitting these little levers here. Now you can either hit on the same side, or you can hit the alternate sides. Now you have to make sure that you hit it all the way onto each side, because if you don't, like this, see, you can move it very easily. Now it's facing down. So basically you have to make sure you hit it firmly on each side. So that's basically the belt itself. It's a very nice belt. Has a little bit of its problem with the unpainted plastic, but you can basically go over that because it's a very cool and very interesting belt. So let's bring in the rings and see what they do. And here's the rings that this driver comes with. As you can see here from the right, we have the flame style, in the middle we have the water style, and on the far left we have the kick strike ring. And as you can see here, this is what the original ring is supposed to look like in the back. I'll take the kick strike ring first. As you see, here's a nice little design here with a foot kicking with a dragon covering the foot. As you can see here, it's different from the form change rings because it has a full metal or supposed metal casting here. Just in the inside, it's supposed to have a design instead of the rings you can see over there has the shape of Wizard's head in those particular forms. And as you see in the back, this is the LL size ring to fit bigger hands or adult collectors. This is the original size. You just clip it on like that, very easy. And as you can see, it doesn't fit my finger. It barely fits my pinky, let alone my middle finger. So when I put in the ring extender, it can fit my hand. It can fit my ring finger, which is very nice. It does not fit my middle finger too well. Ooh, it knocked my rings over there. It doesn't fit my middle finger too well because I guess I have big hands. So yeah. So at least for me, it does not fit my middle finger, but it does fit my ring finger, so I can still play with it. So first, we're gonna go over the first style, which is the flame style. It's a very nice looking jewel there. Really looks nice. It's a nice silver paint, and the eyes do move up and down as like it does in the show. Really looks nice, and it could fit onto your left hand. That's where the transformation happens. So we put that down, and now we take out water style. As you can see here, it's a nice blue sapphire, which looks very cool. And if you didn't know, the red is supposed to be a ruby. It's very nice. It kind of reminds me of Forze, since Forze's head is kind of a diamond kind of shape, and it still retains that glasses motif. And it's fitted with some LL ring adjustment rings. So that is basically all that they can do on their own. If I did not forget, or if I did forget, inside of each ring has a little bit of an LED. So every time you scan it onto the Wizard driver or any of the scanning devices in the Kamen Rider Wizard line, they will glow, which is very cool. So that is basically all that you can really do with the rings on their own. So let's bring in the driver and let's see what these guys can really do. So here we have the driver itself. Let's turn this bad boy on from switching it from the bottom. Very nice dragon roaring. It's very cool. Now, if you leave it on any side, it won't make any sounds. But once you switch it, it will do either the Shabby Dooby Touch the Henshin or the Leap Hatch Magic Touch a Go thing. So that depends on when you switch it, but it won't do it when you just when you first turned it on. So we're gonna first hear these sound effects. So let's switch it onto the transformation side. Nice LED, and this will keep going for a little while, so let's switch it to the magic side. And let's turn it off and turn it back on. Very cool. It's a nice little sound effect that you have. It's kind of interesting since all the other ones are a little bit more serious. Just kind of sounds a little bit fun compared to how awesome Wizard is when you actually see him fighting. So let's bring in the rings. So here we have the kick strike ring first, because if you use these rings individually without any styles, they do have a sound effect, which is pretty cool. Now I'm going to use the kick strike ring without any aid with the form change rings. So here we go. And there we go. That's kick strike without any aid of a form change ring. So let's bring in the first form change, which is going to be the flame style ring. So let's do it by switching it to the form change side. Awesome. Now we're going to use the kick strike ring again, but with the aid of the flame style ring, it's going to add a different effect at the end of the sound effect. So here we go. Very cool. Now that basically says kick strike, or very nice kick strike, fabulous. Yeah, that was a little bit of a feminine type voice. So let's bring in the water style ring and see what that does. Very cool surfer-like kind of sound effect, which is like I like that calmness, because obviously it's supposed to represent water. So let's bring in the kick strike ring and see how it sounds with the water style activated. As you can see there, compared to the fire style, the water style has a more splashing kick, when the flame style has more of a fiery type of tack. So my final thoughts on the DX Wizard driver from Kamen Rider Wizard. It is a great toy. Now, most people will be thrown off by the hand in the middle of a crotch, but it's actually, you kind of get used to it. I really do love the overall design. I love the so much gold chromage all around. It's kind of just really cool. Really do love that. My only fault with the driver is that unpainted plastic on the top and bottom. I get it that the color scheme really works, but a little bit of paint could have covered that, you know, at least so it won't look as bad. But it's okay, it's understandable. It goes with the color scheme and it saves a little bit of money on Bandai's part. So the rings look great. Really do love the overall paint job on them. I love that you can see in each of the form change rings, you see such a nice looking gem inside of each ring, which is very cool. It's nice that they come with extenders. You can buy any extenders for LL size, which is, if I remember right, 20 millimeters, and the L size should be 17 millimeters, because yeah, if you are not the size of a 7-year-old Japanese child, you either will not fit the belt or not fit with the rings. So it's kind of nice that Bandai actually made on their own, they made the conscious choice of actually making different size rings for adult collectors like us. So that's great on their own. The lighting and sound effects are great. Very close to the show. Very show accurate. I do like that you have to actually time how long you keep your hand in front of the driver so that you can actually extend the sound effects or just, you know, be a little bit more show accurate. That's really cool. I really do love how that is. That is basically it for this review. If you like this video, definitely like and comment on this video. Subscribe if you really like my videos. Leave me messages. I'll definitely answer any of your questions. And if you wanted to know, this was bought from CS Toys International. Great place to buy anything related to Japanese imports. Any Japanese show from tokusatsu to anime. It's just a great place to buy any of your toku needs, or to supply your toku needs. So this is TKD Tigre saying again, thanks for watching, and bye guys.